Get out of here.
Now, at the arraignment, judge will set the amount of your bail, we'll post bond, and then you'll be out.
That sure sounds good.
They haven't treated you too bad here, have they?
They haven't chained me to the walls, if that's what you mean. They just make you feel lousy, you know, make you feel like a criminal. I'm not a criminal.
Of course you're not.
Thank you.
Now, once you're out, that's when the going really gets tough.
What do you mean?
Now, you've got to be on your guard. You've got to be careful every time you open your mouth. What you say to the press, and they'll be after you. What you say to them is more important than anything that's happened up to now. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Every word you utter will turn up in the newspapers. And that is what will make the major impression on this community. Now, don't you say word one until you figure out how it'll look in print.
All right, I'll try to be careful.
Now, there will be times when you'll be getting sore at me, when you'll feel like a puppet on a string. But if you want to get off, you've got to play it the way I tell you to.
Now, listen to me. I'm my own man. I don't like taking orders from anyone. Now, if you want to advise me, that's fine. I don't want anybody telling me.
So long as you listen. I know this game, and you don't.
I'll listen.
Nurse's station? No, the papers haven't arrived yet. Yes, I will. As soon as I do. Okay. Bye-bye. Hi, Peggy. Oh, Fowler, I don't believe it. How are you? Hi, how are you? I'm just fine. I'm so good. Bert, she's here. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, I'm so glad to see you, dear. How are you? Fine. Good. Oh, I think so, yes. Oh, gosh. I can't tell you how fantastic both of you look to me. Were you homesick, honey? Well, a little. I mean, design school was fascinating, but the whole East Coast seemed so crowded to me. So you're glad to be back? Yeah. Oh, Springfield looks wonderful. Good. I went by your house today, Grandma. Oh, you did? Well, I went by Dad's house first, and he wasn't there. Then I went by your house, and you weren't there, so I figured I'd better come here.
Well, I think you did exactly the right thing. Now, does your father know you're coming in?
No, I thought I'd surprise him.
Well, as a matter of fact, I think today he's in court. The judge is about ready to hand down his decision on the Spaulding custody suit.
Oh, no, is that today? I didn't realize.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's very important to your father.
I know.
Yeah.
It means something to him.
Oh, yes.
Is there any news about Dan and Elizabeth?
Well, dear, for a while, things didn't seem to be going too well. But lately, I don't know. Why don't you ask?
Well, I will, but the last time he called me, it seemed as if he and Elizabeth might be getting back together again.
Well, it looks that way.
Well, then I made the right decision.
Oh? What decision was that? Tell me.
Well, I thought that I wouldn't move back in with Dad on a permanent basis. I just might stay there a few days, but I wanted to give them a chance to, you know, honeymoon in private.
You know, I have a great, big, empty guest room in my house.
You said I thought Sarah was staying with you.
Well, she was, dear, but she left. She sold the condominium, and she found a darling little apartment in the new building. And I'd love to have you, dear.
Oh, Grandma, I mean, you know I appreciate it, and you know I thank you, but I really think I ought to get my own place now. I mean, I'm a big girl, you know.
Yes, I realize you are, and I understand perfectly.
I think I'll spend the next few days just looking around.
Hope, how about your job?
Oh, well, they're giving me a few days to settle in. Great. You know, they've been marvelous. I really owe them for this design course.
Of course, I think they're very lucky to have such a talented girl working for them.
You tell them, Grandma.
You certainly get all my business, Hope.
Oh, absolutely. And when I decide to redecorate, well, I'm going to give all my work to the Middleton Architectural Forum.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if I want all this responsibility.
Anyway, I mentioned to him, you know, how well Amanda was taking care of her. And Dr. Marler said he didn't even know what I was talking about. He said he didn't tell Lucille to take it easy.
You mean she's okay?
Apparently she's just fine. He even told her that.
You believe that woman? I mean, that is incredible.
Well, I feel bad for Amanda. I mean, she's been waiting on this woman hand and foot. I mean, running around. And she's so worried about her, and all this time there's nothing wrong with her. I mean, don't let this get to you.
Well, leave it to Lucille. Really, sounds just like her, you know. Hang on to Amanda any way she knows how.
I think it's disgusting.
You're not surprised, are you?
Matter of fact, I am just a little. I mean, I know she's the kind of person who'd do anything to have her own way, but I don't think she'd go to this kind of length, you know, pretending to be an invalid. I mean, I just didn't think she'd do something like that. What should we do about it?
Do about what?
This whole thing. I mean, should we tell Amanda?
Oh, honey, I don't know.
Well, what's the matter? You afraid we're going to rock the boat? or
No,
something?
I am not saying that.
It's just so unfair for Amanda. I mean, she should be out living her own life, and right now she's stuck waiting hand and foot on a woman who's not even sick.
I know. It is unfair, but life's been pretty damn unfair to Amanda for a long time.
But don't you think that's an even better reason
Honey,
for telling
wait.
her?
Just listen to me for a minute, all right? Lucille is very touchy. If she finds out that we know about her, she might make life very unpleasant for all of us, especially Amanda.
You think that she can make things worse for Amanda?
Yes, I do.
How?
I don't know how, but believe me, knowing Lucille, she will find a way. When do we leave for the airport?
Not till 4. So unfair.
Well, how's it feel to be a free man?
What do you think?
I told you the arraignment was a simple matter.
Wasn't too bad.
However, you pleaded innocent. Now, you've got to think, talk, live, be innocent.
I am innocent.
Look, on the other side of that door, there's a swarm of reporters just waiting to make mincemeat out of you. Now, you've got to be hurt. You've got to be upset. Your life is in a shambles. You don't know why.
I know why, all right.
No, you don't. Now, you're not angry. You're upset.
Okay.
Now, your trial is really beginning the minute you step beyond that door. You understand?
I guess so, yeah.
And you'll be on trial every time you're in public. Which is every time you step outside your apartment door from now on. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Hey, you ready to face these guys?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Mr. Thorpe, would you look this way, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, hold it now, please.
One question.
All right, now hold that down. Hold it down, and Mr. Thorpe will answer one or two questions. Go ahead.
Mr. Thorpe, you intend to fight the accusation?
Of course I intend to fight it. It's absolutely untrue.
What actually happened?
Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing.
Then why did your wife file those charges?
I don't have any idea why she would want to hurt me like this.
But you were married recently. How do you and your wife get along?
Gentlemen, lady, one more question, please. That's all.
Would you care to make a statement about the allegations?
Yes. I'm sorry, I really don't know what to say. I thought that we had a reasonably good marriage, my wife and I. We were, in fact, we had plans to do some house hunting next week and look for a place with a yard. Our daughter, Chrissy, have a safe place to play. And I just don't know what happened. I mean, I really don't know who put her.
I'm sorry, friends. Now, that's got to be all. Please, let us
Mr. Thorpe, what do you think must have been wrong?
Look, as soon as Roger has had a chance to sort this all out, to find out what's behind this accusation, he may have another statement. But in the meantime, let's give the man a break, huh? Let him go home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Count, thank you. Thank you all.
Good. You did a good job.
At the time of the original hearing, I said that this was one of the most difficult decisions I had been called upon to make. I agreed to a rehearing because new evidence had emerged, and because of a change in certain other circumstances which had influenced my original decision. As you know, my primary consideration has been the welfare and happiness of the child involved. Although I'm also aware that the other members of the family are vulnerable human beings with their own needs and rights. Sometimes the court, quite literally, has to have the wisdom of Solomon in order to reach a just decision. Now, I've spent considerable time reviewing the transcripts of the original hearing and the revelations that have come to light since then, including the death of the chief witness at the hands of Mr. Spaulding's attorney. I've also learned the reason for Mrs. Spaulding's earlier emotional instability, the fact that she was addicted to a particular medication, an addiction which she has now overcome. In addition, I've heard evidence that for 9 years, Mr. Spaulding withheld from his former wife the fact that she was unable to bear more children. I've also considered a statement from the counselor at the boys' school. He reports that since Phillip has been living with his father, there are indications of a few minor emotional problems. Of course, I've taken into account Mr. Spaulding's recent remarriage. And I appreciate the fact that Philip's new stepmother seems deeply devoted to him. Nonetheless, considering all aspects of the case, I feel the best interest of the child would be served by granting custody of the child to Mrs. Elizabeth Spaulding, with generous rights of visitation for the father. I will entertain recommendations for those rights from both attorneys as soon as possible.
Your Honor, I go.
The implementation of this change in custody should take place as soon as possible.
Mike, Lieutenant, you...
This has been The Guiding Light. Provided by Lily Rubin Salon, South Southwest, and Young Edwardian. For MASH on most of these CBS stations. Be sure to be with us tomorrow for another full hour of The Guiding Light.